Welcome back, everybody, to the case of the Golden Idol. If you missed the first stream of this, then there's going to be a little bit of context you won't have yet, but we're going to be jumping right back in here to figure out what's going on with this. The story that we're in the middle of has been going for quite some time in-game here already. We've solved a number of murders, starting with the discovery of an idol, which led to someone being killed over it. Someone being thrown from their horse in their country home. Someone being set on fire by a mysterious idol after a reading of a will didn't go how people wanted. A murder in an inn trying to steal a important object. And a number of other related issues. A poisoning gone awry. An explosion in an old alchemical lab. Cult activity, and more cult activity as the cult is manipulated by the people in previous scenes, and the person who got the idol in the first place has been raised up to the head of this cult. And now we've had a murder at a major political gathering. So now we have, it looks like, maybe 2 sections left, but we'll see how many further there are. So let's jump in here to Chapter 4, The New Order. The Triumph of Order. We might have to jump back to some of these previous chapters to get people's names and details correct, but for now, we're just going to jump in here and see what exactly is going on. The Triumph of Order. Alright, so if you didn't see this before, the way this game works, basically, is we have 2 modes. Exploring, where we can look around the scene and figure out what's gone on here, and Thinking, where we have to be able to fill in all of the details about what actually happened in the case. So, let's start gathering some context. Such a relief that they decided not to push any fashion charges. I hope the process is not painful.
This tribunal is a farce. They spread lies that my pure love is merely lust. And what do they even know about true art?
We can pull the keywords from this that we're going to need to use for the story later. I felt it in my bones I should have drunk less. Now we poor souls experience God's wrath. Okay, not sure what's happening here. This is a big departure from where we were last time. It is a thing of beauty to see order prevail. If it were not against the first virtue, I would feel very happy.
Nicholas, I'll wager you feel the new regime rewards your diligence now. So tell me why I saw you spend more than 3 shillings on new clothes after I asked you to lend me money and you said you had none to spare. I suggest you lend me some now unless you want me to write up an official report about a 4th virtue breach. Your beloved brother.
Citizen, Mr. Nicholas Maker, birth year 1757. Occupation, record keeper of the Order Party. History of infraction and obedience. Labeled a protocol as being on Thursday, even though it was Wednesday. Took a double-length lunch break in the office. Loyal service in low-ranking position to the Order Party. Plus 10 merit. Total merit plus 4. Oh boy. So we've got like a full-on new regime government here, assigning all kinds of rules and punishments. And we are going to need to figure out what merit scores are. The Weekly Order Party of People's Tribunal, number 42. March 14th, 1795. 6 culprits are brought to the tribunal. At 12 o'clock, the tribunal is opened. At 12:15, each culprit's charges are evaluated and merit changes are calculated. 15:10, the first culprit's merit extraction starts. 15:20, the second culprit's merit extraction starts. And at 15:35, the third culprit's merit extraction starts. I don't know what merit extraction is, but it doesn't sound good from looking at this guy. The man is not breathing. No apparent wounds. Yeah. Prince of Dusk. Like night, I am dark and full of terror. I do not fear love. Do not make that error. When you know my name, just look for my face. Okay, probably a rhyming piece there that we don't have yet.
Poor bugger.
I've never seen so much merit removed in the tribunal. Some mistakes are very costly.
An Albion franc banknote. What do we have here? Mr. David Gorin. We knew him already from previous sections. Birth year, 1752. Occupation, enforcer of the Order Party. History of infraction and obedience. Had a secret compartment in his office locker. Denied the existence of the secret compartment. Loyal service in low-ranking position to the Order Party. Plus 10 merit. So both of these are only -1s, because he still has a +8 overall. Meanwhile, something in here was so bad that it cost a total of -6. So it's either the double lunch break or getting the date wrong. Some harsh punishments here. What is this? Remember the third virtue. Remember the second virtue. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what's going on here yet, but let's go upstairs. Ah, there's another couple of rooms here as well.
That is music to my ears, Alistair, but do control your emotions. We as arbiters of order must never violate the first virtue.
A whole pile of money. Dear Dr. Turner, I must regretfully inform you that during your absence from party business, your senior assistant Daniel has demonstrated extreme untidiness and thus breached one of the virtues. Junior assistant Toby. What do we have here? Dr. James Turner. Birth year 1747, arbiter of the Order Party. History of infraction and obedience. Drank a full bottle of brandy at a picnic. Kept the book Legacy of the Rose Dynasty in his study. Wow. Loyal service to the Order Party in high-ranking position. Plus 20 merit. So, one of these is a big deal. He lost 8 whole points from either the drinking or the book or some combination thereof. What do we have in the middle here? Everyone else's books. So this is going to be the infraction news for all the people down below. We're going to have to go down and figure that out later. Come back to that in a second.
What are you insinuating, James? I would never breach the fourth virtue. You know damn well that I keep no secrets.
Some money, but not as much as James. Alistair Koch, 1745 birth year, arbiter of the Order Party. Slapped a sergeant in anger. Listened to marching music in his manor, and loyal service in a high-ranking position. Some of these punishments are extremely harsh, it seems.
Dear Arbiter Koch, I am writing to inform you that our regiment's colonel was seen with another officer's wife in a potentially intimate situation. We implore you to send your agents to investigate this potential flouting of the first virtue.
What's in the back room? The 4 maxims of virtue. Oh boy. So, this is our main guy. Lazarus Hurst, I believe is his name.
Silence! You will perform your function as much as is required. It is paramount to ensure order in our new society.
The idol is set to increase matter something. I don't remember what this symbol means. We have to go back to the other one to figure that out.
Remember the second virtue.
Store confiscated objects and evidence according to the virtue breached. The 4 virtues to avoid losing merit. We have some brandy and some opium in the first one. We have a note, an invoice. This is like making mistakes. 3 pounds of butter, 25 pence. Delivery, 6 pence. Total cost, 29 pence. Incorrect, it's 31 pence. So, presumably, that's what this one is like, don't make mistakes. The third one has a violin, a picture of a pooping gnome, and the portrait of Gideon Bell, painted by Jasmine Nightwings in 1794. And the last box has 2 books, a book titled Stories, and a book titled Autumn Tales. Alright, what do these 3 have to say? In all truth, Lord High Arbiter, I would prefer storing no more than this.
Since year 1792, when it gained a majority in Parliament and liberated our government from multi-party chaos, the Order Party has worked hard to improve society. Despite the vast popular support for the party, His Majesty refuses to acknowledge the authority of the party's tribunal. High Arbiter Lazarus Hurst has announced that in 2 months the party and its supporters will participate in a peaceful march to the king's current residence to demonstrate their virtue of moderation.
I'm honored to help the party upkeep the 4 virtues. I only hope sitting here all day does not count as sloth. There are worse jobs than this one. And thank God tobacco's not considered an indulgence. Bit boring, though. Too bad literature's forbidden. A half-full pouch of tobacco. We got a locked door over here that we can't open, interestingly enough. Alright. To gather the last of our clues, we're going to need to look at this, and we take a look at the thinking panel. Most of this has all been figured out now. We need to fill in these boxes with some of the context we've gathered. But until we get all of it, I figure I like to just go around and get all the pieces. So, let's see what they say in these books. Fangor Quinn. Great. Fangor Quinn. Charges. Claimed he had no wife. Has a painting depicting a naked person in his house. Broke his wife's favorite teapot in anger. Was observed spending a night with the neighbor's wife. Walter Keane. Flirted 3 times with different married women during the party convention. Wore ridiculous headgear at 5 public events. Claimed he had not betrayed High Arbiter Lazarus during his ritual of ascendance. Expelled from the Party of Order. So these are mostly characters that we've seen in previous stories. Walter Keane definitely is, Gideon Bell definitely is, and Horace Webb, I believe, also is. People who've been in the cult and in various other stages of this whole process. Lothar Richards. I did that backwards, annoyingly. Can I change the order of those? Yes. Held a dinner party a few years ago, where he offered large amounts of wine to his guests. Got angry during the questioning and shouted at the High Arbiter. Revealed the whereabouts of his hiding, fugitive, dissident daughter Mary and her husband Peter. Evaluated as plus 15 merit. Lothar Richards went to a dinner party with them a while back. Interesting that Mary became a fugitive dissident. And Peter did wind up marrying her, it looks like. They said that was going to happen in a previous scene. Josh Bailey. Left his work at the tannery early, drank excessive amounts of gin at the Scrawny Cat, drank excessive amounts of rum at the Old Oak, approached a married woman with an indecent offer, denied 4 times during questioning that he had done these acts. Horace Webb, Count Horace Webb. Has not held down a job since the new regime, evaluated as 60 instances of non-work. Claims he works in his castle, helping his servants clean it. Possesses 15 books kept in his private library, and expressed willingness to donate his castle to the party, evaluated as plus 200 merit. And Gideon. Duke Gideon Bell. Wears an outrageous hairstyle, broke down in tears 10 times during the questioning, has refused to start working, evaluated as 5 instances of job skipping, and rejected the High Arbiter's request that he share information of a secret entrance to the castle of his cousin, the Sovereign. Alright. Yeah, it's not clear if all writing is forbidden, because they have books, but it definitely seems like literature is not allowed. So I think we've got all the things here. Oh, wow. So we've got to actually calculate the total net merit of all of the people involved in this process. That is going to be a problem. Okay, so one of them is, we have the specific things here. Moderation, sloth, truth might be one of them. Because I'm thinking, like, moderation seems like it's this. This is where the drinking, the emotion, like, these things come in here. The second virtue, if we go from the context that we have so far, back here, it has the picture of the wing on it, which isn't super clear, but inside the box, it is just like, don't make mistakes. Right?
don't make errors. So mistakes is the problem in that one for sure. Mistakes will be punished. So it could be diligence, right? Beauty is another thing they don't like, according to the third virtue. So we have a couple of pieces of this. We know untidiness is not one of them. Secrets is in the fourth virtue, I believe. But I don't know exactly what the words we're looking for. Lies are definitely one of them. So we gotta try to pin down exactly what is going on here. I don't think bones or souls are likely to be relevant in any of these categories. Art is definitely one they don't like. So it looks like it's extracting years, because I think years goes here and it kills him. So we say the idol was used on him. He lost some amount of years and died. The largest merit reduction in all tribunal history. We know that definitely goes there. We just don't know which person this is or exactly the date, because if we go to the newspaper, it was 1795 is now, so it's 3 years after the majority government. So that might actually be something we could just put in now. So we just say 3 years have passed since Order Party has seized power. During a tribunal, someone is judged to have the largest merit deduction in all tribunal history, and he dies because he lost too much time. So if we come back out here, we know who some of these people down here may be. We know this guy's the one who is drinking. This guy is talking about art and love. So if we come back up at the top here, this one might be him. He might be Fangor. Because this doesn't seem related. And Lothar Richards is a very old man. Because Josh Bailey's the one who did all the drinking. So I'm assuming that other guy is Fangor. He's Fangor. And this guy... Such a relief they decided not to push any fashion charges. I'm unsure who he is, because Walter Keane is the, like, secret agent guy we ran into earlier. But he wasn't charged with any fashion charges, so this can't be him. It could be Horace, because he looks like he's a pretty wealthy dude. So there's a fair chance then that it's Lothar, Gideon, and Walter who are the remaining ones. And I think Gideon is the guy who got murdered here. He's got 10 instances, 5 instances, and a big problem here. And he has a fashion crime. Lothar gave a big positive, so he didn't get punished as bad. Same with Horace. He has a lot of books, a lot of instances, but he has a huge positive net. So I have a feeling that Gideon is the one who is dead down below. We can't really see his head on by design, because he got aged out of it. But I'm going to go ahead and say that Gideon Bell is the one who got absolutely murdered here, based on the amount of merit he lost. In order to figure out how many years he lost, though, we're going to need to figure out what all of this is, so we can figure out what the math is. So we have music, we have fashion. We know that the third virtue is where fashion's not allowed. So let's pop in here and put fashion under the third virtue. I think the second virtue is both sloth and untidiness. So we can put untidiness in here, mistakes, untidiness, and sloth. Because this one seems to be diligence. The third virtue, beauty, fashion, and art, would make sense. If that one is... what? This is truth, for sure. We know that literature isn't allowed either, so I don't know where exactly that goes. The third virtue could be beauty, and we're saying that fashion, art, and literature aren't allowed? Because we know they aren't allowed. It's just not exactly clear where. We know secrets and lies are part of the truth virtue. Do we think literature is in truth because it's not true knowledge? I'm not sure. Indulgence is definitely not a positive term in this context. Music is probably one of the other ones that's not allowed. So if we put literature over here, we say fashion, art, and music will be punished. What can we say that this actually is? This is the one I'm not sure what the name for it's going to be. All we've seen is this sign, and we have a little bit of knowledge about some other things here. They can't violate the first virtue by controlling their emotions. Never breach the fourth virtue. And in the back here, the actual box for number 3 has a bunch of like art and music instruments. So art and music are definitely under number 3, and I'm pretty sure fashion is too because we have the sign. So I don't know what we call this one. Because I think moderation is correct here. They're talking about like keeping your emotions in check. Could put beauty here just to be... don't know where to put it yet. Diligence, I feel like all of these are correct. And truth, I'm pretty sure about these ones. Not sure about this one, but I think this is all correct for truth. So we don't have that many words left that could be under what the third virtue actually is. Let's sort these again here. Bones, francs, indulgence, souls are the words that we haven't used. Well, let's see if we can figure out what these are, because we're starting to pin down how they work. Let's see if we can figure out the math on them, because if we go back and look at some of the mistakes people had, we know this cost him a total of 8. So we have an indulgence and a keeping a book, right? So between a literature and a drinking too much, I don't think beauty goes in here. Maybe beauty is that? I don't think that's right. But we need somewhere for drinking to go. Indulgence probably goes in here. Hey, we got it! Okay. Beauty is the third virtue. Vulgar art, like vulgar fashion, vulgar art, and vulgar music will be punished. Obviously, like, our fine fashion, art, and music are allowed. Because it's all secrets, lies, and literature, vulgar fashion, art, and music. At work, mistakes, untidiness, and sloth. And excessive emotions, lust, and indulgence. You can't drink too much, but you can drink. Okay. So, let's see about how we can figure out what the math on these is. And I think the way we start is we know one of them only costs 1. This one wasn't it. One of the different types of indulgence only costs 1 because they had two instances of it, but only lost 2 points. Yeah, so secrets. Secrets and lies only cost 1 each. So that's good to know. So we can pop into the thinking tab here and say that this is only -1 merit. Which seems surprising. I kind of expect there to be more penalties for keeping secrets in your, like, cult government. But, you know, that's what they want. Then, if we check over here, our friend here had a sloth and a mistake. And went down 6 points. Which means those are both under this. So each one of those costs 3. The third virtue is beauty. Do we have any other clear tracks that would be relevant under art? Because in here we need to find emotions less than indulgence or fashion, art, and music. Our friend here has a literature and drank too much and lost a total of 8 points. Right? It's drinking too much and has a book. Yes. So if we go into here, having a book is only 1 point. Drinking too much must be 5 points. Harsh. Alright. They really don't want people to have strong emotions. And then our last friend here slapped a sergeant in anger and listened to marching music. And he lost a total of 9 points. So, marching music is here, emotions is here, so this is 4. No. Really? Hold on, let's go back. Because he slapped someone, which is anger. That's -5. And listened to marching music in his manner is the only other thing, and it cost a total of 9 negative merit. So that must mean that moderation is not 5. And that might mean that this isn't 5 either. Okay, let's go back then. Over here, drank a full bottle of brandy, that's moderation, and kept the book in his study, so that's literature. I think. Right? So he has a literature and a drinking, and it cost him 6 points, because his total was 12. It cost him 8 points. It cost him 8 points, not 6 points. So if we go back then, the fourth virtue costs 1 for the book, which means this must cost 7. It's way worse than I thought. And that means over here, our guy here who lost 9, lost 7 for slapping the person and 2 for the marching music. I guess it would make sense that they're sorted in order of severity. How much murder is the idol causing? Well, apparently the idol has the ability to suck life out of people now. So that's real good. Time for us to figure out the math for all of these poor victims, and then we can clean this up. Hey, Dragon Lord. Things are going well so far. Yeah, it's been a bit of an on and off here. I've had a lot going on. So this guy has a lies, an art, a emotion, and a lust. So he has 2 emotions, a lie, and a art. So that means he has -14, -16, -17. And that's Fangor Quinn, I believe. There we go. So now we have that. Walter Keane has 3 instances of emotion, 5 instances of fashion, and 1 instance of lying. So 5 fashion, 3 emotion, and 1 lie. Which means he has 10 from this. Hold on, how many? The math gets complicated quickly. 3 emotion. So he has 21 from this, 10 from this, 31, and 1 lie, 32. Back in your day, you just whacked them with the idol? Exactly. Okay, so we've got it right now. We can figure these things out. Lothar Richards. I don't know how many this counts as, but it's probably only 1 indulgence, because too much wine. 1 emotion, and then plus 15. So, 1 indulgence, 1 emotion, so that's 2 of these, minus 14, so he's actually at +1 overall. Okay, and Josh Bailey has a whole bunch of different instances of sloth and indulgence. So he has 1 sloth, 1 indulgence, 2 indulgence. The third one is a emotion. Indulgence maybe even also? It's the same first category. And then 4 lies. So a sloth, 3 of these, and 4 lies. Which means he has 21, 24, 28? Correct. Okay, last up here. Horace Webb and Gideon Bell. 60 instances of sloth. 1 instance of lies. And 15 instances of art. And then plus 200 merit. So, 60 sloths, 1 lie, 15 art. 60 sloth is 180. 15 art is 30. So he's 210, and 1 lie is 211. So he loses 11 total. Because he gets plus 200 from offering to potentially donate his castle later. And Gideon, 1 fashion problem, 10 emotions, 5 sloth, and 1 lie. Right? Fashion, 10 emotions, 5 sloth. I don't know exactly what this one counts as. This is secrets. Right, this is secrets. So fashion, 10 emotion, 5 sloth. So 10 emotion is 70. 5 sloth is 85. A fashion is 87. And a secret is 88. So we took a minus 88 merit. No. Okay, let's go back and see if we can figure out what I missed there. Fashion, 10 emotions, 5 sloth, 1 secret. That seems like it's correct. 10 of these is 70. 5 of these is 15, 85. 87 for one of these, 88 for one of those. I must be wrong about Horace's math. Possible this is something wrong. Because it's 60 sloths, 15 arts. Right? So 60 sloths is going to be 80. Because it's 60, 120, 180. And then the art is only... Oh, is it books or is it art? It's 15 books. So they're actually in this category. So it's 15 points directly. So it's actually 195 off of these 2. And 1 lie. So it's 196. So he gains plus 4 merit. Yes. I categorized the books as art, which is incorrect in the way they do their math. So now we know Gideon lost 88 years and died. Correct. The scroll has been fulfilled. The Order Party has seized power and now enforces the 4 maxims of virtue. The young Duke, Gideon Bell, was judged during the tribunal to have lost 88 merits. The High Arbiter of the party, Lazarus Hurst, used the idol to decrease Gideon's youth by 88 years, thus making him 108, which resulted in his death. Wow! He went from being 20 to being dead instantly because he aged 88 years in one go. Well, looks like things are starting to go wrong here. The slight delay in the peaceful march to the king's castle. This looks like a big one. It's the only one that's been more than 1 panel wide. Oh boy. Okay, let's start figuring out what we got going on over here. All of these locations you can go into. This one's huge compared to the others. Alright, boat first. A 2-mast. There's a cannon missing. Interesting. Ah, we're back in the bar. Okay, you can't go upstairs in the bar, you can just talk to people in the bar.
Nonsense, I am not an idiot, but real men like us could beat those order party ninnies even without any weapons.
Hand of cards, 2 Albion francs, and a small sword. But I heard rumors you lost a cannon while gambling. Hand of cards, 3 Albion francs, and stiletto blade. Do you think they will try to kidnap the king? Me and my employer are getting out of this blasted country. Hand of cards. Ah! I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but this guy has been relevant to the whole story up until now. He's got a key. I have instructed him to arrive at around 11:30. Most likely he will be in Order Party uniform. If he comes alone, without any backup outside, approach him. If he gives you this something that belonged to the one who escaped your tonic, you may proffer him the instruction slip I gave you. Conceal your face. He may recognize you. Don't know what that means, but that certainly is, interesting. The Dandelion Room, Ada Baker, for 2 nights, and the Forget-Me-Not Room, Walter Knott, for 2 nights. So presumably this is Ada Baker that we're looking for the context on here.
Oh, those old rats sneaking around here is no good. I hope they'll just blackmail me and bugger off.
Kitchen knife, partially peeled lemon, bunch of keys. Okay. Since we can't go upstairs, we can't actually look at what's going on in there, but I'm pretty sure that's what that's giving us context on, is who that woman is. Let's see what's happened over here. This looks like something maybe went wrong. Nope. Ah, this is Mary. Dear husband, you're so brave, and you've been drinking since early this morning. But what will we do now? What if the evil government men find us? He's got a harp and a book with 2 letters in it. Become the pure flower that I know you can be for me. Edmund Cloudsley, 1788, January 5th. That's him. EC is Edmund Cloudsley. Dear Mary, I know where your unworthy mate is hiding you. Soon I will free you from his dirty paws and ship him to the colonies. While you and I will put on a pedestal of sweetest praise, and you will become my ideal wife, Edmund. Great.
For you I would fight a tiger and win. Peter Batley, 1788, March 5th. Mary, my uncle Edmund Cloudsley died in some robbery, and I am rich. Now your father will see me for the man that I am. Let's marry.
All right, Edmund is allegedly dead, but we're still getting letters from him. Edmund is right here, 1795, March 15th. Ah, this is later. Okay. I see. Getting a bit more context here.
Hurry not and continue the feast, wife. Nothing can stand in my way. I will kill our enemies wherever we go.
Almost empty whiskey flask, small sword, and a horse race betting slip. So they're having a grand old time here, just causing trouble. We got a horse running loose. It has a seal with the number 7 on it. I have some small but pressing business to attend to at the property of our late brother Sebastian, the previous Proud Beast steward. I'll be back at the camp for our 10 o'clock strategy meeting as planned. Lazarus. Seems like Lazarus might not be back at the meeting as planned. Let's go check out this building. Oh, hey, we got a cannon in here. Okay, what's happened here then? A pile of mangled and burned corpses. Yeah. An empty cannon. And there's nothing else going on here? I guess not. Alright, that didn't go according to plan for them. What about this one? Yeah, there's a lot going on in this scene.
Oh, I recognize that voice. It is you. Isn't it poetic that you've fallen for the same trap as you did all those years ago? Straw men are your bane.
An empty musket. So it looks then like this is Lazarus, who got tricked and got shot. Damn you, you cunning devil. Ugh. You will find me in the place where we two first met. There we can talk. An empty pistol and a loaded pistol. Because this could also be their
their enforcer from the previous scene, because if this is the guy who was banished, Keen, who I think it was, he's just been aged up before he got kicked out of the party. This guy is the enforcer who he tricked with a scarecrow in a coffin to get into the building in the first place. So I think that's probably what's going on here. Ah, he tried to shoot a straw figure in the building and got shot in the back instead. Gotcha. A newly invented transportation device. The pedal-less bicycle. Would love to see it. Yeah, Scarecrow got shot. Scarecrow with a hole through its head. A bullet lodged in the wall. A white pigeon? I admit, I may have treated you unjustly after our long cooperation. I will come alone, in peace, so we can discuss your compensation. Yeah. Okay, what else we got going on here? Another dead person. A slightly dented saber with some blood on it. A man in a helmet with numerous cuts on his body, not breathing. Belchester Castle, Blackfields, Crow Towers, and Woodshires. Port, and the capital. Yeah, so the capital is this way, port is that way, and the other things are all up here. What do we got here? Oh, he's trying to figure out how to work the apple, or the idol.
Why are you not working, you worthless piece of garbage? I do the same thing I saw Lazarus do during merit executions.
Slightly dented saber. The golden idol. The crystal is black. We've never seen that before. The only two states of the crystal have been red and blue. Interesting. What else is going on here?
This regime has to fall. It's taken everything from me.
The watch is ticking and shows 12:15 p.m. A Navaja blade. We saw someone with a Navaja blade a long time ago. The Capital Route Morning Report. At 8, a newfangled insurrectionist carriage passes by. At 8:30, an individual in the insurrectionist uniform passes by on the new two-wheel contraption. At 10:15, two individuals in insurrectionist uniforms pass on horses. So we got a bit of a timeline going here now. Let's see our final destination here. A bunch of insurrectionists. There's that carriage. It's like a steam-powered carriage, I guess.
Yes, Comrade Lazarus has not returned for several hours. Comrade Alistair and James have gone to find him. If they do not return, we will organize more search parties to find the lost.
Lazarus Hurst. What? Why isn't... Oh, I got his name. That's why. We got 2 vials of poison, 2 random bags, something, a letter in a cage.
Lazarus, you took 32 things from me. I demand you return them.
If you refuse, I will make the story of your true origins known to the other party leaders. At 11:30 on May 15th, meet me at the place the idol was stolen from our brotherhood and poor Willard Wright met his death. Come alone and bring proof. Something personal of yours to give to the veiled woman. Tie your reply to the pigeon and release it from the cage. It will find me. Interesting. We're starting to put together what's happened here. Since the success of the Mermaid Inn has proven to be a resourceful and discreet professional. David Gorin. Nicholas Maker, cowardly but dutiful, useful up to a limit. Alistair Koch, pompous and vain, but being a military man, is ready to obey and ready to kill. James Turner, greedy and hedonistic, requires constant material motivation to cooperate. And Walter Keane, ambitious and inventive, but treacherous as many smart people are. And the map. Belchester Castle, Blackfield Manor, Lovell's Islet, Bellwood Crossroads, the Party Camp, the Cloudsley Cabin, and the Little Mermaid Inn. Oh boy, I can't wait to see what we have to put together for this one.
I think that's most of the clues. Yeah, that's all of them. 36 out of 36. So let's see what the actual question is here. That's a lot of stuff. What does this do? I clicked on it and it's... Oh. You can go back to any timeline, any of the things that have happened prior to now to get clues you might have needed. Okay. What is going on here? So early in the morning, somebody killed somebody somewhere. Before noon, somebody killed somebody else at the somewhere else. And in the afternoon, somebody killed somebody at the somewhere third. And then we have some related stories about why they were killed. So the only question now that I need to know to start knowing where to start putting these things is what times did these things happen at? Because, like, I would say this one is probably the most recent because the guy is still here. But the time is currently 12:15, so it's got to be the latest thing that happened, right? So we say Lazarus, we say no, we say, where did he go? Walter Keane killed David Gorin at the cabin. I don't know for sure if that's who it was, but given the interaction these two just had, that seems to make the most sense to me. The interesting part, though, is that this is where the bird is, so it's possible that is actually Lazarus. The only part about that is Lazarus wasn't tricked by the scarecrow last time. It was David who was tricked by the scarecrow last time. So I feel like that's probably the one to do here. I'm going to leave it those two for now, but we may come back and adjust it later. So we know 2 other people have died. If we go back into here, somebody has been slashed here, possibly with this saber that he's still got lying beside him at the crossroads. And I'm going to assume that happened in probably in the noon slot, because if we come back to this timetable, the carriage goes by first, and the carriage is probably the people who got blown up by the cannon. And then a single person goes by on the bike, and then 2 people go by on horses. The real question, though, is Lazarus's horse is running around outside here. So since we know that Lazarus's horse... Well, possibly not. He might have given this letter to somebody else. Because at the bar, it doesn't look like anybody's dead. This is just where Ada is, and Ada was supposed to pick up the artifact, which he did. It looks like he got the handkerchief. And then you may proffer him the instruction slip I gave you. So somebody... Is this the instruction slip? No. Who has the instruction slip? Because that might give us some more context. Is it this one? Yes. You'll find me in the place where we two first met. It is, in fact, I think this is, in fact, Lazarus. It's weird that they would say he got tricked by the scarecrow, because that doesn't follow from what I'm remembering of that scene, but let's just put Lazarus Hurst in here. Him dying is the most important one. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Walter Keane killed Lazarus Hurst. And the 32 things that he got taken from him were the years. So, like, that makes sense as being the message that he got back in the military camp here. Right? You took 32 things from me, I demand you return them. It's the time that he had taken from him. And this happened at 11:30, but he must have gone here afterwards to the other location Willard Wright met his death in the... Where is it? How do I get out of here? There we go. I'm pretty sure Willard Wright met his death near the camp of the cult, right? He was the one outside? The game really doesn't like you changing scenes like that. Dark-Hand Initiate? We don't know his name? Yeah, we don't know his name. Okay, so that's not Willard Wright. So who is Willard Wright then? I don't remember him. He wasn't one of the criminals, I don't think. No. Who was Willard Wright? Was he the person who died in the hotel? Actually, I bet he is the guy who died in the hotel. Or is that him? That's Sebastian Cloudsley. Is this Willard Wright? Yes, Willard Wright died in the inn. Okay. So if Willard Wright died in the inn... Yes. So this is saying, like, at 11:30, come to the inn and give something personal to the veiled woman. She gave him the instruction to go to the house, and then he died there. So that is Lazarus. It's gotta be. It follows the chain of events of him going to those places and doing the right things. So that does follow. Okay. So we know that Maker isn't dead. We know that Koch isn't dead. So James Turner and David Gorin are the other two who have to have died. Because we know Peter Batley and Mary are still alive. So, for whatever reason, the other two are dead. We just don't know where they died and why. We know that some selection of people were blown up here, and I would be willing to guess that David is one of the people who got blown up here, because he was probably sent to go do some dirty work. And him getting blown up makes more sense. James Turner probably got murdered here for the idol, which is why we see the general here fighting with the idol later, because he's killed him for it. So if we take a look at these, it's one of these two. I think what happened is Alistair Koch killed James Turner at the crossroads, because before noon, Alistair Koch and James Turner went out to try and find Lazarus Hurst. Instead, they found the golden idol at the crossroads and started to fight over it. Might not have been the crossroads, it might have been the cabin or the inn or one of the other locations. It's probably more likely to be the cabin? No. Because it wouldn't be the manor. We think the manor is where they died here. Where else would it be, if this isn't it? Because we know they were sending people out to find Lazarus, and it makes sense that these guys would go look, because they're some of the high-ranking people. They found the golden idol, and they started to fight each other over it. And it's on the way back. So they must have gone somewhere past the crossroads to come back and die at this point. So it could be they went out to town and on the way back ran into trouble. Or it could be they went to the cabin and went in and started finding trouble. So if we say the inn, no. Or the cabin, no. Okay, I'm not sure where else they would have gone, because the manor doesn't make sense. It was the manor. Interesting. Well, that means this is probably correct then. Interesting. So we're going to say here at the top, it's probably David Gorin who is dead. But why? We say David Gorin went to the manor, I think, to do something because somebody wanted to something the something. I'm not sure. So we know that Keen wanted to get back his lost years, so we can probably figure in this bottom one more easily, because we have more of the story here. So we know that in the morning, Lazarus Hurst... Can I get this from somewhere else? Yes. Lazarus Hurst went to the cabin, Inn technically is the first one, but to kill... where's Keen? Walter Keen. Because Walter Keen had tried to blackmail Lazarus Hurst to get back his lost years. No. I feel like this is correct. Maybe the cabin is wrong? It would be the inn first. No. So something here is incorrect. Interesting. We know he's trying to get back the lost years. Those are the 32 things he stole from him. Because if we come back over here... Game really doesn't like changing this. We can see Walter Keen lost 32 merit, which means he lost 32 years. So that's definitely correct. And we know he went there to kill him, because when he got there, he shot him directly. I'm not sure what's wrong in this one. Did somebody else go there? So did we say that Nicholas Gorin... That would make sense, actually. Nicholas Gorin went to the cabin to kill Walter Keen because Walter Keen had tried to blackmail Licorice Hurst. Lazarus Hurst? That would make sense. It's not Nicholas, it's David Gorin. Yes! Okay, so David Gorin was the one who got killed. Lazarus was getting blackmailed, so he sent someone else to go do it. That makes sense. So we can change that then. David Gorin was the one who got murdered here. And that makes sense why it follows with him getting tricked by the Scarecrow. So that does make sense. And I bet you then that the reason they found the idol at the cabin is because Lazarus died there. But who killed him? It can't be Peter, he's off drinking. Can't be Mary, they're both off just partying. And it can't really be Nicholas. So it's possible it was one of these two that did it first, because if we go back to the original storyline from the lady here, she tells us that a carriage went past, then the person went by on the bike, and then two people rode past on horses. And there's the bike. So we know David Gorin was the middle one. The carriage is here, so this is the first thing that happened, and those people are all exploded. And then the two people who went past on horses were these two. And that's why there's a horse running free at here, because this is James's horse. So that means that we've just got to figure out who did this. Because if we come back to the bar... Says he lost a cannon while gambling, but we doesn't say who they lost the cannon to. Somebody got the cannon and brought it to this house. And if we check the note that was on here, It's talking about our late brother Sebastian, the previous Proud Beast steward. This is the first thing that would have happened. It just doesn't say why he has to go there, and I don't remember if somebody else told us that he did. Was it on this note? No. Where did we get the note about why he was going there? That's the part that I don't recall. Would this have been in Lazarus's study, maybe? It's not in this. This is all the people, we know that already. He doesn't know either. Unclear. Because this is the only part that I'm not really sure what happened here. We know somebody blew up a bunch of people with a cannon. We know it happened at the manor. But we don't know who did it or why. We have a couple of relevant verbs here for what they wanted to do that haven't been used yet. I don't think kidnap is relevant to any of them. It's possible somebody wanted to have the idol again, and that's why they found it later. I think Peter Batley and Mary are kind of a red herring in here. So their, like, ideal wife language and everything is not relevant. If we go back and look at their actual bodies, they've just been like partying here for a while, and I don't think they've actually done anything. So I feel like that whole scene is basically just red herring material. Because, yeah, we've got kill, blackmail, fight, and find as well that could go in here. I'm not sure what we're trying to accomplish with this, though. Because we know from here... We know from one of those messages, there's so many messages. Oh, I clicked on the thing in the top left by mistake, so we're going to a different location. Back we go. We know from the islet here, from the horse message, the late brother Sebastian. Sebastian is the one who owned this house, I believe. Sebastian Cloudsley. But I don't think it was Sebastian who actually fired this, because he's long dead. So who blew this up is the part that I'm not sure what we're missing here. If we go... It's the carriage that went past. Does he know when the carriage left? No. There's nothing information-wise here. He's basically saying, like, Lazarus is lying to him here. Keen definitely murdered Gorin. Yeah, I think most of this is unrelated. Because we've already kind of solved those puzzles at this point. Let's go back to the manor scene here real fast. I believe it's this one. Because Sebastian died in here. And we know he's the Proud Beast Steward, because now we know what these things mean. So that's a fun little bonus, because originally those were in the scene, but we didn't know what to make of them. And then at the will reading, we can go into here and see that the Blackfield Manor House was given to Rose Kubert. And she died in the poisoning. She died here. So we don't know who's living in the manor anymore, because I think the train of being able to follow that stops there. This scene doesn't have any other relevant information for us for that. Let's see here. Because we know early in the morning somebody went here. We don't know that Lazarus definitely died, but if he did die, then he must have gone in the morning. To do something. Because somebody wanted something. It's interesting that we know these two are definitely right. We could just try an experiment in here, like just put, like, did Peter Batley murder them? Really? Yes! Peter Batley fired the cannon. Interesting. But why? Why did... So we know that Mary is an insurrectionist, like a rebel. But why did Peter do that? I guess this is more recent. But I think we're still past that in the timeline now. So I don't know why they did that. He doesn't seem really invested in any of this. Somebody went here to kill... Is this really for the ideal wife? Is that really what this is about? So hold on a second. Hold on a second. Are we saying that Lazarus went to the manor to kidnap Mary Batley because Lazarus wanted to have the ideal wife? Is that really what we're saying happened here? Yes! And it just so happened that he had already won a cannon. Before storming the king's castle with the Order Party, Lazarus Hearst led his men to Sebastian Cloudsley's old manor in order to kidnap his long-lost love, Mary Batley, née Richards, who was hiding there with her husband, Peter Batley. Upon entering the manor, Lazarus and his troops were confronted by a drunk Peter and the cannon he had won while gambling. Peter blew up Lazarus, breaking the idol, and then fled the scene with Mary. They did not seem worried at all about the fact that they just murdered a bunch of people when they were sitting at that islet. And I guess that's the end, because Lazarus is dead. And the idol is broken.
Hey, weren't you at the order party? Oh, no. I was never part of that ghastly organization. I can take this gilded brass trinket for scrap metal. You can have 3 sous for it and call yourself lucky.
And that's how it ends. Wild. I like how that last puzzle pulls knowledge from a bunch of the different scenes. You don't need to go back to them, but if you can remember what happened there, then you get a lot more context. Epilogue. The grand vision of a better world. Bunch of different kinds of weapons here. Let's go check it out. The grand vision of a better world. What is happening here? We already have all the words. He like de-ages himself here. But they don't change. Witness the power of the idol in my hands and swear loyalty to Lazarus Hurst. We will build the ideal society. He has it as increase years. The Brotherhood of Masks. Only one thing is worse than imbeciles. Imbeciles with power. The rich and noble have a social club with mystical rituals and other hogwash, and are so stupid that they did not realize when they had some truly miraculous technology in their hands. However, they are influential and persistent, and have already caused a great deal of harm to me and my goals. Walter Keene has told me more about their organization and practices. If he tells the truth, and they are truly devoted to their religious entity of Griffin Reborn, I could gain some powerful allies for my next move. I believe that's the credits. This is just an epilogue scene that comes after them. Order Party Manifesto. All citizens are equal. All citizens must serve society to the full extent of their abilities. Citizens must be evaluated according to how virtuous they are. A society with internal contradictions is unsustainable, therefore it must be led by the most virtuous citizen. The king should step down. The aristocracy must be abolished. The more virtuous citizens are better able to serve society, therefore virtuous citizens deserve to gain more time on this earth, and bad citizens deserve to lose time. As we were seeing earlier, how he was literally pulling life out of people and giving it to others.
This is unbelievable! My pure Mary is joined in matrimony with that clown, Peter Batley. She must have done it out of grief for my death. Such a hasty decision goes against every principle of virtue, therefore I consider the marriage null and void. She will come to me once she learns I still live. But for now, my duties in the service of humanity take precedence. Society must be built on the principles of virtue. Only thus can it become truly great. Look at the Lemurians. Thousands of years ago, they had an empire on the banks of the Seven Seas. Their ancient technology continues to baffle modern science, but they became inert and decadent and forgot how to build and operate their machines. Their empire crumbled because it was built on pleasure-seeking, not virtue. It is by divine providence that I got my hands on a working ancient Lemurian artifact, the Golden Idol. I will use its powers to set humanity on the right path by building the ideal state. Yeah, I'm sure you will. I swear it. Yes. With these powers, I will do whatever is necessary to build a better world. The Brotherhood of Masks, Londonburg Chapter. James Turner, Walter Keene, and Chester Davy. Angus MacBain, Geoffrey Sinclair, and Nicholas Maker. Ulster Koch, Sebastian Cloudsley, and Willard Wright. Oh, interesting. We did see them die, but I didn't realize there was only one person in each rank. Yes, my lord. I swear my loyalty to you and will undertake whatever tasks are required of me.
David, I thank you for dealing with all the challenges relating to my death, and for keeping an eye on our new ally. I do feel I have impressed him not only with the Golden Idol, but also with my vision of our ideal society.
Come to our hideout on November 24th. We are ready for the next step. EC.
What are we doing here? Oh, wow. We're putting together everything here. It's the whole timeline. Interesting. Okay. Right before the final showdown with the uncooperative king, Lazarus Hurst wanted to kidnap Mary Batley, but was shot by Peter Batley, and the idol was broken. Brotherhood masters somebody, and somebody helps Lazarus Hurst seize power in the country and enforce the rule of virtues by taking youth away from the common people and giving it to the Order Party members. It's Alistair Koch and James Turner. Done. That gets rid of a bunch of the things at the bottom here, but at least we've got most of what we need. If we go back a little bit further, because they're trying to steal the idol. During one attempt, Keane was captured. Edmund Keane was captured, and Lazarus Hurst convinced him to join his side. Cloudsley, Edmund Cloudsley. It's probably Edmund Cloudsley convinced him to change his side because he hasn't become Lazarus yet. So Edmund Cloudsley convinced him to join his side. Edmund Cloudsley used the idol to make himself young and infiltrated the Brotherhood under the new identity of Lazarus Hurst. Then he claimed to be Griffin Reborn and transformed the Brotherhood into the Order Party. Something's wrong there. Oh, Edmund, I put the wrong name in. It's, Walter Keane. Yes. I scrambled all of these by alphabetizing them, which was definitely a mistake on my part, but whatever. And in the very beginning, Sebastian Cloudsley left the idol to the Brotherhood in his will, but then someone... I don't remember this part. I know the Brotherhood tasked Walter Keane to punish Edmund Cloudsley and recover the idol, but he didn't succeed. I don't remember someone getting accidentally stabbed. Oh, I do remember this. This is in this scene. Because this is where Willard Wright had the idol. So Willard Wright had the idol, but David Gorin... Ash Blair? That's his name? Ash Blair? Stabbed him? I remember Ash Blair showing up in the epilogue here. Stole the idol and accidentally stabbed Willard Wright. Because Ash Blair is the person who was sneaking into the room. So I guess we say David Gorin on Edmund Cloudsley's orders. Yes. So that's the full story. The full story in chronological order. Sebastian left the idol to the Brotherhood in his will, but then David Gorin, on Edmund Cloudsley's orders, stole the idol and stabbed Willard Wright. The Brotherhood tasked Walter Keane to punish Edmund and recover the idol, but he failed. During one of his attempts, Walter Keane was captured, and Edmund Cloudsley convinced him to join his side. Edmund used the idol to make himself young and infiltrated the Brotherhood under the new identity of Lazarus Hurst, where he claimed to be Griffin Reborn and transformed the Brotherhood into the Order Party.
Brotherhood Masters Alistair Koch and James Turner helped Lazarus seize power in the country and enforce the rule of virtues by taking youth away from common people and giving it to the Order Party members. Right before the final showdown with the uncooperative king, Lazarus wanted to kidnap Mary but was shot by Peter and the idol was broken. That's what happened. I missed this apparently. Half-empty bottle of gin. Man's not breathing. Donate to a veteran who lost his leg in the noble defense of his homeland. So he pulled the youth out of that guy to give it back to him to make this stunt happen. Interesting. Okay, well that is the full story of the case of the Golden Idol, but it is not the end of this game. There's two more little adventures in here. The Spider of Lanka and the Lemurian Vampire, and I don't know how long they are, but I'm going to try at least one of them today. So let's jump into the Spider of Lanka. These were two DLCs that were released after the fact. So, I'm curious to see what other kinds of stories they want to tell using this game. The Spider of Lanka. We have a cutscene first. This must be the place. Play Pajak. The Spider of Lanka, the overly enthusiastic card game tournament in the Yellow Lily. Okay. Well, we got some dead people. A whole lot of dead people this time. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of card tables we're gonna have to figure out. Archers, centaurs, boars, and peasants. Okay. Archers, centaurs, boars, and peasants. The scoreboards have all been wiped for most of these. Don't know what this means. This is how we can figure out the value of who's winning, I assume, but I don't know how we know which one's doing what. The Pajak Tournament card. Carlos Luna versus Oberon Geller. Sri Thogson versus Pangela Senevi. Ruben Hendricks versus Gabriel Hubert. And Bill Price versus Zubiri Kera. Well, we got a lot of names going here already, so that'll be interesting. It looks like this murder set happened before the fourth game could be resolved. Alright, let's see who these people are. The man's not breathing. Got a clean dagger, a yellow rosette, an almost empty flask of rum, a Navaja knife. Oberon wants to embarrass himself again. Round up Sri and Ruben from the ship and meet the Yellow Lily around 10. Quartermaster. We've got a guitar blade. The man's not breathing. He's got a sword, a blue rosette, and chakram throwing blades. He's got a huge and bloody mace, a yellow rosette. My strong friend, join me tonight for the Pajak tournament at the Yellow Lily. Bill will be present, and so long as he wins, however, he does not become crazed. Please bring Gabriel as a precautionary measure, should Bill lose his temper. Oberon. June 8th, 1741. It is crucial to our operations in the South Seas to secure trading fortresses in the Lanka archipelago. Regrettably, Lemuria continues to object to it and advises the local rulers against our presence. The Lemurians cannot project their power directly, but they still have the spiritual authority in the Lankan kingdoms, which used to belong to the now crumbled Lemurian Empire. The Lemurian influence on Lanka must be broken. Cooperate with our agents in the region, in particular, Mage, Widower, and Doctor, could prove useful. Remember that your reward for a job well done will be enormous. This guy's still alive. He's just drunk. When drawing lots for match pairings, arrange it so the newcomer plays against the best player here. He wants to test his skills. Yellow rosette, a stiletto, and a sword. The man is not breathing. A long rapier is stabbed in his back. He's got a half-empty flask of rum, a necklace made of human ears, a loaded pistol, a knife, a blue rosette, quartermaster. This time I will beat you in Pajak. Get your crew and we shall play in the 8-player tournament at the Yellow Lily, Oberon. He's got a chakram in the head. The man's not breathing. He's got a knife, a different knife, a third knife, and a blue rosette. Oh, interesting, they're a little more animated. Let us leave this unsavory watering hole. You do not appear to have sustained any serious injury, but perhaps a stiff drink will help you settle your nerves. A blue rosette, an empty pistol, and a loaded pistol. Dr. Oberon Geller, surgeon and hypnotherapist, Island of Lanka. He's got a surgical kit and a stiletto with a clean blade. Our friend here's lost an ear, or has been cut in the ear. What in the blazes? They're all dead. Thank you for saving my life, kind sir. A yellow rosette. My dear Zubiri, upon my arrival in just a few days, we will depart Jampupur together. While you await me, I beg you can continue to apply yourself to your studies. As Lemurians, we may be held in high regard in Lanka, but we must not become careless and besmirch the Kara family name.
Are you skilled in Pajak? Test yourself and win money in this grand tournament. June 2nd at sundown at the part in the Yellow Lily.
There's still some clues to get, must be from here. Yellow Lily card house rules.
Broke something? Pay for it. Too drunk to play? Get out. Lost all your money? Game over. Someone cheated? Sort it yourself. The management accepts no liability if you decide to play against Bill.
Because if we look at the rankings here, Bill is the highest ranked player.
So Bill
might be this guy. He's got some symbols on him. We got some stuff going on here. We'll have to figure out what we got in the clues.
So we got to identify people. So we know that Zubiri Kara is this guy. And he was ranked up against... Oh wow, chronologically. Who killed each other in which order? Ooh. Okay, so we need to figure out a bunch of things. We need to figure out the order of the card values. And it looks like an archer is better than a boar is better than a peasant, but 2 archers aren't as good as a centaur. So a centaur has to be better than an archer, which has to be better than a boar, which has to be better than a peasant. So it's CABP. Centaur, archer, boar, peasant. Yeah, that's easy enough. So that lets us figure out who won in the games. We're going to need to go back and figure out who all these people are, so that's going to be fun. Somebody lost a Pajak game to somebody else. Somebody thought somebody else had cheated, so he tried to take his ear. So what we're going to say then is that Bill Price must be the guy who steals the ears. Bill Price lost a game to Zubiri Kara. Bill thought Zubiri had cheated, so he tried to take his ear. Is that right? Let's see. Correct. Okay, so we know who Bill Price is then also, because we know Bill is probably the guy with all the ears. Or this could be Bill also, if this is the one who is playing against, but he's drunk and unconscious, so it's unlikely. But the problem is, this is the guy with the ears. So, reasonable to assume that he is the one. And he's also the quartermaster. So we say Bill Price is the bearded fellow here on the floor. Where's this now? His name's up here because I got this correct. Right. Bill Price.
Then we gotta figure out who everyone else is. And we can probably figure out some of these based on the scores and who's at the tables, because we know, like, Carlos, Luna, and Oberon Geller, we know these are the scores. So we can figure that out now that we know what the cards are worth, so we can see who won at which tables. But it's gonna be really hard to know who killed whom chronologically. This seems like a mean one. Unless it's just like every game ended with somebody getting murdered. So the loser got murdered, or the winner got murdered every time. It's possible. It's certainly possible that it went in the order of those 4, because there are 5 murders, though, so that doesn't quite add up. Because these guys never got to actually play their tournament games. So if we can find these tables, we might be able to figure out what happened, because the order of wins might help us identify who was at each table. So this table has both players sitting at it. It has Blue Hat Fellow and Strongman. So if we look at their board, we can assume that Yellow won this hand, Blue won this hand, and Blue won this hand. So it's yellow, blue, blue for this game. Wrong place. I'm trying to get to this scoreboard. And we just need to know which one is yellow and which one's blue. So blue is this guy. Yellow is him. So yellow, blue, blue is this table. So Yelly is Pandula Senevi, which is him. So Pandula Senevi is the strongman. And his opponent was Sri Thagson, which is Blue Hat Man. Right? Yeah, Sri Thagson won the 2 games. He's blue. Blue at the top won those 2 rounds. Okay. Next board over here, we have win, blue wins, yellow wins, blue wins, which has to be this one, which is Oberon and Carlos. Oberon's alive, so presumably this is Carlos. Carlos Luna must be the downed man. Because Oberon is him. Now we just need to figure out these 2. And that means the last remaining game has to be this one, with Ruben, Hendricks, and Gabriel Hubert. And blue is... Which is the score on this one? Win, win, win. So we know yellow won, then blue won. So yellow has to be Ruben. So the drunk guy is Ruben Hendricks. I think this is all correct, which means Gabriel Hubert got murdered with a chakram. Correct. So now we have to figure out who died from what reasons. And chronologically, too, which is going to be not so fun. Because, in theory, if they only died in order here, then we only have context on why 4 of them died. This guy got shot by Oberon. He's got a shot in his back. So we can say Carlos Luna was shot by Oberon Geller. Probably last. It's not for sure last, but probably. Well, hold on, though, because this guy is the guy who was trying to kill... So he's the only one who looks like he was shot, so that's relevant, right? This guy got a chakram in his head, which means that he was killed by our friend here in the blue hat. So Blue Hat murdered with a chakram Gabriel Hubert. The order is going to be completely wrong. We can go back and fix that later. who else got killed. This guy got killed with a harpoon, presumably from this guy based on the angles of where he's standing, but maybe not. Does anyone else have a harpoon? I don't think so. I don't know where that would have come from. This guy is the one who seems like he's a fisherman, though. He has a harpoon to a fish here. So, Harpoon Man must have harpooned the big fella. I don't see an option to say harpoon. I must not have picked up that clue yet. Let's go back to his corpse and see if I can get it from there. Yes, I can. Not breathing has a harpoon sticking out of him. As we thought. Now we have all the clues. So he's been harpooned. Who else is dead? Sri has a big wound to the side of his head. Sri probably got maced by Pendula, because he has a bloody mace on him. And who is the last one? He's the other guy who is dead. No, he's the other guy who is dead. Somebody killed Bill with a rapier. So Bill Price was killed with a long rapier. The chronologically part is going to be the real nightmare in this one, I think. And it's unclear, because if we look at this order here, Bill Price thought Zubiri had cheated, so he tried to take his ear. That makes sense. But if this guy was shot, as far as I know, Oberon's the only guy with a gun. Oh no, there's another gun here. It's loaded, though. Is there another gun somewhere else? No. The only person who's fired a shot is Oberon. So Oberon has to have shot him. But if he's thanking Oberon for saving him, Oberon must have also killed Bill. I just don't know what the order of operations must have been here. So, this is going to be the problem now, is trying to figure out how to rearrange all of these, because, well, first, do these just swap if I replace them? Yes, that does help. They don't overwrite each other. That would be much more annoying. So, we got to figure out who died in what order. If it's just based on the order of the games, Carlos is that guy. So he turned and threw the harpoon and then got shot in the back. So, okay, hold on. I think I got an order of operations here. So, because they must have died in the opposite order they killed people, somebody stabbed him. Presumably, that was Oberon. Oberon stabs him. This guy gets up and gets chakra'd. No, because Oberon must have been over here at the time at this table. Who killed Bill? Zubiri here is thanking Oberon, but it doesn't seem to me like it could have been killed by Oberon, because Oberon must have been over here at the time. Because something happens here. The first thing that happens is this guy thinks his opponent cheated and tries to cut his ear off. Someone stabs him in the back. Then this guy gets chakra'd, this guy gets clubbed, this guy gets harpooned, this guy gets shot. So let's do that as the first step here. Oberon Giller killing Carlos Luna must have been the last thing. The harpoon has to have been second last. The mace is next. And now somebody kills Bill Price. And I'm assuming it must have been this guy. Gabriel Hubert must have done it, because he's the next person in the chain of dead people. Yes. The young Lemurian, Zubiri Kara, bored of his studies, went down to the Yellow Lily to participate in a Pajak tournament. He played against the skilled but hot-headed quartermaster, Bill Price, and won. Bill, incredulous that he could have lost to a newcomer, accused Zubiri of cheating and tried to take his ear. And as a result, everyone in the room died. Fair enough.
Today is the most important day in your life, children. You will meet a Lemurian saint in a Yoshi cloak and other powerful people.
The Spider of Lanka, the unfortunate accident at the Raja's court. What is going on over here? There's that face from the thumbnail of this whole section. We've got an area up, an area in, an area up, and a bunch of people to talk to, and another area up. Let's talk to the people here first and see what's what.
I did not expect my first Seven Seas assignment to conclude so shockingly. No wonder these savage countries need to be civilized.
He's got a sword.
Albert, we must strengthen relations with Maya, the Radiant, in order to establish a trading outpost in Lanka and bring these 4 locally produced pigments to Europe. Usharik, produced in mines filled with toxic gas. Aphid, gathered from silverback piranha-infested lakes. Lakwa, harvested from the nesting crickets. And Sector, gathered from the sector spiders. Our Cultural Tolerance Department has provided a gift, a statue appropriate to these devil-worshipping societies. Find out if they appreciated it. Consider pretending to be a devil worshipper, too. Seven Seas Central Office, Londonborough. The Seven Seas Company Associate Travel Guide. Navigation. Navigating by star. North Star. Once you are facing the North Star, you are facing north. Navigating by crescent moon. Imagine a line joining the endpoints and down to the horizon. That direction is south. I don't think that's how that works, but good luck. And important. The Seven Seas Company Associate Travel Guide on the island of Lanka. On the island of Lanka, as with many other former colonies of the Lemurian Empire, the lingua franca is Common Lemurian. This is an example of Common Lemurian script. So when they're speaking in that language, they're speaking Lemurian. Note that the honorific master is followed by the surname. For the last century, the island of Lanka has been divided in 3 kingdoms, each named by their ruler's family. They are Jaffna, Gamini, and Vijaya kingdoms. Each kingdom is ruled by a Raja, who subjugates the peasantry, enabling the cheap production of cloth, pigments, and spices. Eat the present. A tobacco pouch, a pipe, and... Albert, I will not be able to accompany you on your first Seven Seas mission. A pressing matter requires my attention. Ignore whatever rubbish Central Office has suggested. Befriend Putra. He has the Raja's ear. When you arrive, place the gift in the location as instructed on the wrapping paper. It's meant to be a surprise. Put the present on the spoon in the mouth.
Keep your mouth shut, boy. Your father committed a murder and cannot be forgiven. Undoubtedly, His Highness will demand your life.
Position guards outside the Chamber of Trials during the test in the morning. Only my children and the priest must be allowed in there. The priest forbids the presence of any Westerners during the ritual, but we do not wish to insult a man of the Seven Seas Company. Entertain Albert Cloudsley, Esquire, by showing him the gardens during the ceremony. Meanwhile, allow nobody to enter the ritual hall except me, my children, the Lemurian delegation, and our noble blade master. This is our buddy Albert. This is probably how he gets the golden idol in the first place.
Cease your threats, Lankan lackey.
I am not to blame for my father's deceptions, but perhaps this is the price we pay for our stagnating culture. I beg you, cease to request that we meet. You know it is unwise. Venerable Yupik's watchful eyes notice everything. He is your father, and you know his character. He will not tolerate such transgression. I am a mere servant and must know my place. I can never be part of the Kara family. Ari.
And... do not worry, young Lemurian. If it is meant for you to die today, it will be by my hand and swift. I have killed many people for the right and the wrong reasons. Such is the Dharma of the warrior.
a falchion, and my tiger. Have you found anything that might help me earn my rightful title? Then you can be by my side forever. Leave it in the bush by the pyre. That insufferable Putra has his dogs search our things regularly, so we must be careful. Your moonlight, and soon your queen.
Quick sip of water here. We have a funeral pyre over here. A large statue with the number 7 stamped on it. We've seen that a couple of times. Did not get precise answers, but this will help. Rotate the line every fourth same color, circle, circle, square. The number of horizontal lines multiplied by 6. 3 is easy, just look carefully. Tomorrow is the big day, and my heart trembles with anticipation. If Tisa passes the test, I will not feel I have failed. I will witness his ritual of blade with joy in my heart. For none is braver and wiser and worthier than him to inherit father's responsibilities. If I happen to be picked, I will bow my head in humble appreciation of this great honor. Hey, Pearl.
People of Albion, leaflet number 8. The Titania Printing House. Read and learn the Albion language.
The best way to learn this language is by looking at the Seven Seas Company's gift to the Raja.
Despite their name, the Infernal Guard are dedicated to a noble cause, fighting fire. Yelling to clear the way, they hurry to the place of the ordeal to do their unenviable job. The guards do not feel fear and smirk at things that would be agony to commoners. They bravely step into the infernal limbo and do their duty. Challenges they face are like lava, and obstacles can be ominous and during the nights even otherworldly. But inattentiveness is a swift killer. Ignited with bravery, they step into the nightmares. Their burden is monstrous. They often yell commands, already fatigued. If accidents can cause such misery, intentional cases are more odious. But the men, unclean and tired, run to the place of terror to face whatever horror awaits them.
I got a propaganda piece about firefighters.
The woman has a huge wound across her abdomen, beneath an apron, and she is not breathing.
That is a big wound, yeah. At least on the apron.
The wooden apron and clothing beneath it have been slashed. There's a mixture of blood and red paint on the wound. A stiff ornamented apron made of wood.
May you travel from darkness to light, from death to immortality, dear sister. Death is a mere illusion that appears to those who cannot grasp absolute reality.
Tomorrow is the great day. The ritual hall will be opened, and Anula and I will be evaluated. May light guide my sister in the test, for she is worthy of the title. If fate judges me to be the one, then I am ready to undergo the journey through the blade to the sun and back again to claim my birthright.
And it's the same thing. It's the same message. Interesting. That's weird. Okay, let's go back. Let's go check out this thing. I guess this is the ritual room. The reason the person got slashed is because this giant guillotine swung down from here and slashed them. Okay, what is this? The following people only are allowed in the ritual hall on November 16th. During the testing procedure in the morning, the Lemurian priest and the potential heirs. During the ritual of the blade in the evening, the Lemurian delegation, the royal family, the spy master, and the blade master. Bottle of teal substance labeled aphid ink. So messages written in blue have been written in aphid ink. This clue has been added to the thinking panel. Okay, this is the questions. Okay, so that's why the girl was talking about becoming the queen. She wants to know how to solve the puzzle so she can get the answer right. And he gave her clues earlier about what was going on with the pattern and what they needed to do. We'll have to come back to this once we go back and double check it, but now we know what this is about. So they're trying to solve what the next thing in this pattern is, the number of something, maybe vertices or triangles or something. And then this is what is the transformation, the correct movement of this shape. So they're doing a test, and then there's this whole ritual process. Oh, that doesn't look good for you there either, friend. Dear Diary, I believe I have finally found love after all these years. I wonder if I can leave my servitude and marry this brave fighter. The poor boy will be heartbroken, but he should have understood a long time ago that I have no interest in him. My tender petal, I spend my nights restlessly thinking about your sweet lips and eyes. Let us meet again at midnight on the 12th of November in the orchid garden. There we can have privacy to share love and secrets. Your warrior, Jayan. The hall will be unlocked the morning they take the test. When the winner is revealed, we will lock it again. The evening before the ritual, lock yourself inside and set everything up. Remember to prepare the apron for the one who succeeds. The red paint is in the vase. You pick. Blue paint on the hands. The woman is not breathing. Throw me in the eye? This is a weird thing they got going on here. I don't know what that's all about. It's just saying that they lower the person right before the axe hits them? Is that the point? That's how they survive the blade? I missed something over here. Oh yeah, the Usharic ink. Okay. Up. There's a lot going on in this picture. You drink the potion, you lay on the table. This happens, and the person comes back. Oh, okay. The person is here, the person is killed, they go up and speak to the deity, and then their body is returned to their soul is returned to their body, and then they get back up and have a juice. What's down here? This takes us back to the city. What's down here? Also takes us back to the city. Okay. 2 more locations to go look at. Let's go in here. Room. Good. We have a bunch of different bugs in here because these produce the different inks. There's 1 extra just to throw you off. The deadliest arthropods of Lanka. The sector spider, feed only twice a week. The Kalmarian scorpion, a quick and painful death. The plain beetle, the merciful killer, like falling asleep. The legion centipede. After death, victim's body bloats like a balloon in minutes. Nesting cricket. Bite stops heart quickly. Poisonous little fellas. What do we have here? We have a bottle of black substance labeled sector ink. Wear yellow in the evenings. Do not mourn the black ocelot. Be untamed and forget your worries. Dream of green wilderness. Gift your guests impulsive gifts. Release your inner lion when in doubt. Furthest leap is the hardest landing. Beast of honor is a rare sight. Disrespect emperor and fall like a leaf. A hunter enjoys the morning sun. Eat breakfast, sing poems. Do not trust your servant, trust your instinct. On your last day, just roar at the sky. You will be heir. Master, we found this poem and picture in the palace garbage, September 5th. Picture is the key. This was hard to decode, but the method is curious. This was not hard to decode, but the method is curious. Interesting. Dear Putra, I did my best to seduce that Lemurian servant girl from Sukkara family so we could obtain successful results for the young prince in the test. Surprisingly, she was not charmed by my advances. I do not know what is wrong with her. Royal Blade Master G. Oh my goodness. The Jaffna Kingdom, the Gamini Kingdom, and the Vijaya Kingdom, Lankapur, Klusapur, and Jambapur. We have got a lot of places and names and things to figure out here. You wanted life for life, O most radiant and magnificent Raja. Has this information satisfied your needs? A small box filled with incense sticks. For sharing this secret, I will allow your Zubiri to live, but he must join me on the journey as insurance for your honesty. You are free to leave with your delegation. Various rings with expensive gems and a guitar blade. He's got Lakwa ink. Magnificent Raja. I accept your invitation to facilitate the test and the initiation. Our delegation will arrive with the necessary equipment at the start of November. Regarding the Westerners, you already know that we are strongly advised against trading with them. They do not understand the importance of the Lemurian tradition, and their ways are impure. High Priest of the Kara clan. That's him. Your Magnificence, some encoded correspondence is being exchanged between someone at the palace and somebody else. I do not like it, and my spies are working overtime to discover who's behind this. I still believe it is safe for your children to undergo the test, and for the Chosen One to go through the rites of rebirth. The Lemurian saint confirms the ritual is the same as when you were sworn in when you came of age. By day's end, you will have your heir, your highness. Master Sun. That's all the information. Let's see what we have to do with it now, because there's a lot of pieces here. Okay. So we have to identify who is the Raja, who's the Spy Master, and who's the Blade Master, as well as which city we're in. The Lemurian delegation consists of which 3 people? Who solved the puzzle, and who did it correctly and who did it wrong? Who everybody is here, and what happened here. So we know that Albert is this guy. Albert Cloudsley, that's him. That we know for sure. Abaya, Jaffna, and Gamini are the 3 families, like the 3 regions. I think? No, Jaffna, Gamini, and Vijaya, I think, are the 3 places. And these are the cities. So we did not have to figure out exactly where we are, and then we can pin that down. We know that Sun is the Spy Master, and G is the Blade Master. I just don't know if those are first names or last names. And we know that the Raja is this guy, but I don't know how to say exactly who he is, because everyone just refers to him by titles. Now, if we go down, these are the siblings. She's the one who is trying to get the clues here. And this is the brother. So I still don't know what the Seven Seas Company's gift to the Raja was. So he's Tisa, and she is Anula. So, oops. Let's put those names in here. I might have already put them backwards, but one of them is Tisa and the other one is Anula. Which one is which? Yeah, he is Tisa and she is Anula. So that should be correct. We just don't know what their last name is yet. If we check their notes, it's not clear what their last name is yet either. There might be another message in here, because we know that there are coded messages in the other leaflet. So it's possible that that's what they're getting at with this. Yeah, because this guy tells us the pattern. So presumably this is telling us that we have to figure out which one is correct and which one isn't. Because the daughter got it right, because she's the one who did the ritual and died. So it's the number of horizontal lines multiplied by 6, and that should solve the problem on its own. We don't actually need to look at the other ones, because there's only one possible set here. If we're looking at the number of horizontal lines divided by or multiplied by 6, there's 3 of them, so it's 18. So this is Tisa. And she succeeded. And he failed. Also, this one is correct, and this one is definitely wrong. So that's another little piece of evidence here. We still don't know their last names, but we know that those are correct with the orientation and who did what. And is there anything else we can gather from here? I don't know yet right now. I don't think there's anything else we can do about this statue or anything else in this room. We do know this guy's name because we know that... Where is it? This fellow is... Oh, where's his name? It's Zubiri. There's so many names and things that are easily confused in here. Because his dad, I believe, is in this note. Yupik. Yes. So Yupik Zubiri is the dad. Yupik. And he... I've already forgotten his name. We just saw it in the previous room, and I already can't remember what it was. Okay. So we know that the answer here is the Raja demanded the son's life, but instead Yupik Zubiri revealed a secret in exchange. That we know that's correct. I just don't know the Raja's name. Now, we know that she was probably killed by poison. Do we know what color the poisons are? Because I believe it's these guys are blue, the crickets. The letter over here originally told us about the different colors, different types of inks. Lakwa is from the crickets. We saw that there was blue ink on the woman in here's hands. So she has probably been poisoned by the blue ink. This one is aphid ink. This one is usharic ink. And we saw over here, he has the blue ink. Lakwa ink. So Lakwa ink was on her hands. Lakwa ink is from the crickets. Yes. So, using a cricket, which he found in the room of the Blade Master. It was delivered by this person and killed both of them. Resulted in the death of Tisa. Now, I think we know what her name is, because if we come back in here, she is the one that Jayan was talking to. And Jayan is the guy upside here, I believe. No, it's the Swordmaster. Because Jayan is... Where's Jayan as a name? There it is. Jayan G is probably the Blade Master. And he is the guy with the red hat. There we go. Putra has their things searched often. Don't know if that means this guy is Putra, because he's like the minister. I assume that the Raja isn't doing any work. So let's say that this is Putra for now. And let's see what other names we can pull from any of these things. Because I still don't know what her name actually is. There was a message in the Blade Master's room, though, about him trying to seduce somebody. This is the Spy Master's room. That's the letter from the Blade Master. I did my best to seduce the Lemurian servant girl from the Sukera family. So it's Ari Sukera is the Lemurian servant girl, who I assume is her. So let's say that she is Ari Sukera. And so we could obtain successful results for the young prince in the test. Surprisingly, she was not charmed by my advances. I do not know what is wrong with her. Yeah. So there's probably another secret message in the... hold on. Do we see that thing out the window? Is that what we're using here? Yes, we do. We see that thing out the window. Out the background. So that can tell us where we are, because it has to be visible out from the castle, and it's either along the mountains or on top of mountains. Can we see mountains? Yeah, there's 3 mountains there, so we are probably in Lankapur, because we're looking out at that, and they're in that order. Probably. Okay, so... Hey, Ginger! Thanks for the subscription. Welcome to the stream. We are in the middle of trying to decode some complicated murders here. Part of the problem is we've got to figure out who these people are. If we can figure out what the names of the people are, like the last name of the royal family, that'll make a big difference. As it stands right now, do we have a good way to actually get the Raja's family name? Is it just a matter of being the same name of the city? Or is there more to it than that? And who is the Lemurian saint? I guess it's him, because he's got the Yoshi outfit on that they showed us from the earlier scene. So he's revealed the secret to the Raja, but we don't know what it is yet. There's a lot going on in this one. We have a bunch of more letters here. Is it possible that we need some of the information from the navigation? The crescent moon pointing there is south. So this actually could tell us, if we're supposed to believe this, that this is south, then we are in fact not in Lankapur. We're actually looking south, so we're in Klusapur. It seems like a suspicious way of trusting where we are, but that is the one locational information we've seen. If the mountains aren't meaningful, it must mean that this is the south. In the important section here, yes, the sections are named by the ruler's family. So they're either Jaffna, Gamini, and Vinjaya, which means that is the name of the royal family, and it just matters on which region we're in. We know we're in the north now, so we're in the Gamini kingdom, which means that all 3 of those people are Gaminis. Something's wrong in there. Are you a Gamini? Are you a Gamini, and are you a Gamini? Maybe. The fact that that one is wrong makes me curious, because that says that this is to the south. That says that we are in the Gamini if we're able to look south to see this. And that should mean that they are the Gaminis. Tisa is the daughter, and Anula is the son. But apparently Anula... Did I do these backwards? Are those them? Because Anula succeeded, and that's why she died. I must have put the names in backwards. So we know that the Gamini name goes onto the Raja as well. We just don't know his first name yet. So let's see if we can pin that down, because that'll help out a fair bit. If we come back up to the surface here, I don't understand what this is either. I don't know if we actually saw what the gift was supposed to be. Putra has the Raja's ear, which presumably is this guy. Place the gift in the location as instructed on the wrapping paper. It's meant to be a surprise. I don't know if we saw what the gift was, is the only question here. Abaya the Radiant. That is the name we were looking for. Abaya Gamini. Okay. So we have 2 names left to pin down here. And I am certain that I know this guy's name. I just cannot remember what it is, because we talked to him in the previous scene. Is he Kara? I think he's Kara. And that would just leave Jaffna or Vijaya as relevant names, but those are also the regions, right? So who is Putra? Is he also part of the royal family? Is he also a Gamini? Could be if he's his brother, right? That would make sense. Is that right? No, something is very wrong here. Alright. I'm pretty sure his name was Kara. Is his name backwards? We still don't know who Sun is either. This is a tricky one. There's a lot of pieces in here that don't necessarily make sense yet. It's hard not knowing how to put these together. Because Yupik Zubiri is definitely his name. I don't know if he's a Gamini or not. Albert Cloudsley is definitely him. Ari Sakara is the one who's tricked into assassinating them. So Ari we can put in this slot. And we could try and fill in some more of the stuff on the left, because we have more of these clues now. It's just very annoying that they keep hiding the pieces on me. Tisa Gamini goes there, because when you get something correct, it removes it from the bottom. But if it's not finished yet, you can't pull them from here. Ari Sakara. Somebody... So presumably we're saying that someone killed Anula Gamini, whose name is here, using a cricket that he found in the pocket, he found in the room of the Blade Master. Who exactly killed them, I don't know 100% yet. We know that Ari delivered it. It's probably Jayan Ji, or Ji Jayan, the Blade Master. But if it was in his... Oh, it's the Spy Master, in the room with the Spy Master. So it's Jayan Ji who did the... who put the murder into action, making Ari deliver it. Get that. As a result, Abaya Gamini... Gamini? Oh, Gamini's over here. We got it solved already. Demanded Kara's life, but Yupik Zubiri revealed a secret in exchange. No. Apparently that's wrong. Because we know by going to the corpse in here, this is his attempt to try and seduce her. She's saying, I don't love Kara. I love the fighter. And this is the instruction from Yupik. Yupik set it up? Really? Did Yupik do the murder? Because the instructions here are from Yupik. I don't know what this is supposed to say either. We have a broken vial in here, which presumably had the bug in it, which killed her. Because she squished the cricket in her hand here, but not only after it killed her. But did she actually do anything to this whole arrangement? Is not clear to me. Yeah, it says like throw me in the eye, and I don't understand what that's for. That's the part that confuses me, because we know from earlier, if we go outside here, we know from this note. No. Where's the note that tells you about how the poison kills people? Is it in here? No. Oh, it's under the cabinet here. The nesting cricket stops the heart quickly, so it just kills you, right? Like it's not like the other ones which have a range of other options. It doesn't bloat them, for example. So they got one of the crickets from in here. But yeah, note attaches something holding the cricket. But like the problem that makes me confused about that is if we come in here, like throw me in the eye, is it just saying like throw it through here, throw it out and kill everybody in the room? Like this seems, it's a cricket, like it's not a homing missile. It seems like it's an unreliable way to actually make the murder work. Yeah, so I'm just not 100% sure what's going on with that. Killer in the casket? But, so here's the thing though, right? Like, she could have had this thrown in to kill her, that's true. But the casket's not supposed to have a space inside. Like, that's a thing that exists, but isn't part of the process. In the room, there are only supposed to be a certain number of people. We know that there's supposed to be the Lemurian delegation, the royal family, the spy master, and the blade master are the only people who are allowed to watch this ceremony. And during the testing procedure in the morning, only the Lemurian priest and the potential heirs are allowed in the room, which means that it's only Yupik and the heirs, and later it's the Lemurians, the royal family, the spy master, and the blade master. So the three royals, those two, and the Lemurian delegation. There are two things that I'm unclear about as of right now. One is what the point of the red paint is. I think the point here is that the apron is supposed to sit above your body. So when the blade strikes it, it makes it look like you have been wounded. The red paint comes out, but you're not actually dead, so that you can have your resurrection moment and come back up and like take the throne from there. So I think that's what the red paint is talking about. But the part that I don't understand is why is the person inside here holding the instruction to hide inside the casket and prepare the apron? I am unclear. Because the other part that makes it weird is there is no vase, right? Like it says the red paint is in the vase, there isn't one. So unless this is the red paint, but this seems like it would have to be where the cricket is, because otherwise the cricket would have killed her if it's not in a container. We can raise and lower this, but it doesn't change anything in what we can interact with. So obviously there's a lever in here. But I'm not sure what the lever's for either. That's what confuses me. There's just some pieces that seem like they're missing. I have to assume that G is the last name, because he describes himself as the Royal Blade Master G. I don't know, though. It could be either way. The other part of this that really does confuse things is the coded message. We're told that we should hold it with the present that was provided to the Raja, and that's how you can decode the messages. But I don't actually see a present that was given to the Raja, because we were specifically told like to put it on a spoon, but we don't know what it was. Is Zubiri his first name? Did I get that part backwards? I might have. That might have been what it was. Is I got their first name and their last names backwards? Yeah, only 2 or fewer slots are incorrect now. So I think that's correct. This is Zubiri Kara, that's Yupik Kara. So Sukara must be like a servant to the Kara family. So his name is definitely Jaeon G. That's a cheesy way to test it. Albert Cloudsley is correct. I think all of these are correct now. It's just Putra who we don't know what his last name is. It must be Sun. He must be the Spy Master. It is. Okay, so Putra is the Spy Master. Abaya Gamini is the Raja. The Lemurian delegation consists of 3 people. It is Yupik, Zubiri, and Ari Sukara. That's correct. The only part that we're not sure about what's actually happening here is what happened in this one. That was backwards, so that should be better. That was... no, it's Kara, so that was wrong. So that should be better now. This is wrong as well. Okay, so Abaya demanded Yupik's life, but instead Yupik revealed us. No, he did demand Zubiri. Yeah, he demanded Zubiri's life, but Yupik revealed a secret in exchange. Correct. I think this is right. Regardless of whatever else happened, that's what happened here. So that's definitely that step. The problem, the only thing that we don't know now, I think, in resolving this whole problem, is what exactly happened in this step. Who is responsible for actually killing them? I'm gonna say... Well, we know it's not that. Putra is the Spy Master, so we would need to find them in the Spy Master's room. Jayan probably did it. He killed Anula Gamini using a cricket, which he found in the room of the Spy Master, delivered by Ari. Because unless it really was... No. No. Because we know Yupik didn't do it. He was the one we had in the first line, right? Tissa's not dead, no, but it doesn't seem like Tissa's responsible for the murder. Unless there's a hidden message in here that I haven't seen. It could be him, but it does seem unlikely that it would be him, because they're trying to, like, they're scheming to try and keep his hands clean. G failed to seduce her, so obviously that didn't work. If we look over here, this is from the Raja. It's possible it was Tisa who killed them? Oh, did I have them wrong? Oh, I did. It's Anula. Yeah, I changed the names there later. Good call there, Mephibosheth there. I have been going back and forth on some of those names. It's very easy to mix them up. So let's put this back in. Did you pick murder them? No. I can't remember who else we thought it was. Who we had, because we had, didn't we have like the yellow earlier? We must not have. Because this isn't working, so it can't just be a matter of having one of these in the wrong place. Oh, this resulted in the death of Ari Sukera. Yes! Because she delivered it and it killed her. That is a major change to the set of our thing. So we say you pick. No. Or Jayan? Something else is wrong here, but we know that I feel like we got a different set of operations here. So okay, new theory. New theory. She's supposed to make sure the person who gets hit by the axe doesn't, because she's supposed to work the device and change it so that they dodge the axe. However, she was killed by a cricket that was thrown in through the eye because somebody else knew what was happening. So we say that Anula Gamini is the one who died as a result. Somebody delivered it, and they actually killed Ari. So we just need to figure out who threw the bottle in there and who are these two steps. I think it might be Anula again here. It was delivered by well, no, because Anula was somebody else delivered it. And we can figure out who delivered it because of the color of the ink. The ink is green. Where have we seen green ink elsewhere? Blue ink is the king. Black ink is the spy master. The green ink we've seen is only used by the person who got the puzzle wrong, which would actually mean that Tisa must have murdered them. Unless there's somewhere else that the green ink gets used. Have we seen green ink anywhere else? I think it's just there that we've seen the green ink. Yeah. So the green ink must have been written by him during the test, maybe? Yeah, I'm thinking it was delivered by one of the other agents, like Jayan here. But not necessarily. The problem is, the part that doesn't follow from my current plan here, is that we know that during the ceremony, these are the only people who were present. So one of them has to have done it. We could say that somebody else delivered it, so it would have to be the Spy Master or the Blade Master, or one of the other Lemurian delegation, but if we go back to Zubiri, he has nothing about this. He seems like he's not relevant. Like his context would be lying if he's obviously being accused by somebody else who can. Your father committed a murder, though. So it could be something like Tisa Gamini killed him, and Yupik was the one who delivered it, or the reverse. The real thing I'm struggling with here is that they're accusing Yupik of the murder. And if Yupik has been accused of the murder, he either has to be the one who killed them or the one who delivered it. Like, he has to be involved in one of those two steps. Unless they're accusing him of killing them just because the ritual went wrong, in which case he's not related at all. This one's really hard. Maybe I'm just missing something here, but this one's really hard. Because it seems like Putra is not into the scheme, because Jayan is having to keep things secret from him. But she doesn't have any other clues on her that might give other information about what's up with her. I think the big clue that we're missing here, I think the most important thing has got to be the encoded message that we don't know how to decode yet. It's the only thing that we have come across that is clearly telling us something that I just haven't seen any indication of how to figure out what it actually means. Because he's talking about this here, right? Encoded correspondence is being exchanged. That might be able to help tell us what actually happened. But it's unclear to me how we're supposed to decode it. The picture on the message that we did get the start of the decoding from is a lion, but I don't understand how the lion is relevant to the code being broken. Because it's like the second letter, second word, the last word, the second word, the last word, the second last word, the word lion. Yellow, ocelot, untamed, they're all like lion-related words. That's how they break the code. But then when we go to the other message that these guys have, there's no picture. So I don't understand. And like, do your language practice while observing the Seven Seas Company gift to Raja. It's written in green again, but the same green that's on the bottles, right? It's that green. And if we go back into here, it's the same green. So the person who gave them those notes is the same person who wrote the message on the bottle with the cricket in it. But I don't know how to decode it. Because nobody else has a relevant letter, as far as I know, that's in the same green. There are a bunch of messages here, but none of them... This one's in green, but it's coming from the central office people. It's not relevant to this at all. Is the picture just tobacco? Is this the present? Because they're saying, like, the picture is the gift.
So we could say that it's like all of the smoke-related words are the things we're supposed to do here. I'm not clear what the actual gift was. Because he's not holding it. It's something that you eat or smoke. That would make sense. And that would tie into the message down here about the picture being the important thing. And why we would need to know what the gift is to be able to figure out what they've got. What's weird is they both have it. Right, like this is obviously a coded message to look at the present and see what it says. But I don't know what it is. I think if we can figure that out, we'll probably get some kind of further message. Does anyone have a message talking about what the gift was? I don't think we do. It's just we know that we are supposed to give the gift to him on a spoon into the mouth. Which makes me think it's got to be like opium or something like that, because that's the kind of stuff that Europeans loved doing horrible things to. As instructed on the wrapping paper. This is the wrapping paper, so it's gone now. It can't be the tobacco. It was wrapped in this. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way for us to see what it is, but it was something that's like food. What? Are we doing with this? Am I just missing something? Do you see a trick here that I'm not seeing? The bush has the clue to the puzzles that they do in the ritual. That is how she wins. Hey, Time Raccoon. It's been a while, for sure. The problem that I'm running into here is there's a lot of different words in here, but if they have to be related to something, I don't know. Exactly, Ginger. It's like if there's supposed to be a message on every line, I don't see how you can do that. And if it's only on some lines, it's like IF, which makes sense, if. Yelling ordeal unenviable, you. Like, if you, that makes sense, but I don't understand why it's that way. Right? Like, if you sail, smirk, agony, infernal, limbo. If you fail, probably fear, agony, infernal, limbo. If you fail, L-O-O-K, look in, ignited nightmares. If you fail, look in my, monstrous yell. If you fail, look in my... misery, odious, unclean, terror, horror. If you fail, look in my mouth. But like,
I don't understand. I think we figured it out just by brute force. Is it just that you can see the person is in here? When you look in the mouth? What is my mouth? What are we talking about? If you fail, look in my mouth. I don't know what to do with that either. Is there like a secret clickable thing? We have all the messages, so I would assume not. I don't know what to do with this now. If you fail, look in my mouth. Yeah, if you have a suggestion, go for it. Because I am a little lost as to what I'm supposed to be doing with this information. Is it... Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? Because, like, this is the mouth. So you're saying if you fail, look in here, you can see they've cheated, and that's why he gets accused of killing them. But if she's already dead at the time, I don't know how this changes anything. Because they both got a letter that said, if you fail, look in the mouth, right? So this green message person, yeah. I hear you. We're talking about these. These are the eyes, this is the mouth. So they look in and they can see that this person did it, and that's why they're accusing Yupik of killing them, because Yupik is the person who's responsible for the whole thing. Because you're seeing that Ari is in there. But Ari is already dead, as far as I can tell, by the time that happens, because she's been killed by the cricket, which she like crushed in her hand after it bit her. But I don't know who writes in the green to know who did it in the first place. Because what we have to solve here is these two questions. Who sent the cricket and who delivered it? Because I think everything else here makes sense and is correct, but these ones I don't follow how we know who did it. Unless I misunderstood what you're trying to say, Ginger, sorry. But like, I feel like I understand the context of the message is basically saying to both of them, if you don't succeed, you can throw the whole thing into question by looking at it. You think the cricket was delivered by Anula, because since he failed, he would look in the mouth and find the bottle? Yeah, that's true. That could be it. And it's written by the same person who gave him the other instruction. But if it's already broken, I don't... We say Tisa is the one who delivered it. But if he found the cricket in the mouth of the statue, it's already broken, is the part that I don't understand. Because I think that's a good thought, right? Like... So Tisa fails. If you fail, look in the mouth of the cricket. Look in the mouth. If he looks in the mouth, he finds the cricket. Do we say Anula? No. Do we say that Ari? But which he found.
Broke when you threw it in through the eye. Yeah. Say Tisa killed Anula? Is that it? Is it not the room with the spy master? Is it the room of the... Yeah, that makes sense, Ginger. That Tisa failed the puzzle. He looks in the mouth, finds the bottle, throws it back into the eye. The bottle breaks, which frees the cricket, but that would only kill Anula, and as a result, or would kill Ari, and as a result, Anula dies. So like, was she found? This must be the problem here. Is it that it's not found in the room? It was found in the altar, the mouth, found in the mouth of the statue. Okay. So I think we've got these pieces correct now. Someone killed Ari using a cricket, which she found in the mouth of the statue. It was delivered by Tisa, and as a result, Anula died because she wasn't able to move this one. It's either Tisa Gamini. I think Tisa Gamini is here. The question is the deliverer. It was maybe delivered by Jayan. No. We know these are the two slots that are wrong, because anything we put in here changes it. Well, the present isn't the cricket. The present was given to the king, wasn't it? Because the present is directed to be given directly to the... Where's the word here? Important. Nope, not that one. This one? Maybe it is delivered by him. Maybe it is. Let's try it. Albert Cloudsley. Why did Albert deliver this? That doesn't make any sense to me. They have these already. Albert is coming here to get the ink. I don't follow that clue at the end there. His whole deal is that he's here to get ink from these insects. Why does he have... I mean, it does make sense that it has to be somebody not from this region because the codes are written in the newspaper. So the codes are coming from the mainland. So it makes sense that it has to be related to them. But how did that happen? I don't understand that part. Young Prince Tissa failed to pass the Lemurian test to become an heir, so was advised by a secret correspondent he took receipt of a bottle containing a deadly insect along with instructions delivered by Albert Cloudsley. Before the ritual, Tissa threw the bottle into the machine and murdered the Lemurian servant Ari. She could not lower Princess Anula, and the princess died. I don't know. I find the like take it out of the mouth and put it in the eye part okay, because you can do that in the room without anybody else being in there, and you can try and do it with nobody notices. That part makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense is this part. Let me get back in there. It's meant to be a surprise. I get that. But he's not allowed in the room. Like, he's specifically not allowed in there. It's fine. We got it figured out. We got it pinned down. I don't quite understand how that exactly happened, because the only thing we've seen is that he's not allowed in the room. But it'll do. Let's jump into the third step. I think this is probably the last one in this series. Let's see if we can solve it. No, I'm good, Golder. Thanks, though. I'll solve this one, and then we'll maybe see if there's anything we didn't figure out.
Aha! Thought you could fool me, Spider. I have captured you, and now you will answer for the death of the princess.
Okay, Titania Printing House is in the same area, so it's actually not from another place. Jem'Hadar Elara Sun and Havildar Lanjasina will hide in the boats and guard the second entrance. There's a hatch into the printing house. The ambush of the spider. I will approach the front door with Jem'Hadar Elara Sinha and Havildar Kirthi Bandara. There's a lot of words there. Elara is used in both, and Sinha is used in both, but that's like a scramble of those ones, and they're hiding in the boats. I don't know what those words mean yet. Master Putra Sun, I have already shared my suspicions about the disaster of the rebirth ritual. He is one of the shareholders of Titania Printing House, but my honor does not allow me to reveal his name. However, he goes by the name of Spider, and I plan to meet him at the printing house on November 22nd. Let me settle my private matter with him first, and then he is all yours. Master Putra Sun, these are all 5 shareholders of Titania Printing House. All of them are affiliated with the Seven Seas Company. Have a good hunt. I hope you will arrest the bastard. Master of Archive Library, Siva Udawate. Albert Cloudsley, place of birth, Blackfield, Albion, age 34. Married with 3 children. Sent by the Seven Seas Company, head office, to help establish a new trading post in Lanka. Dangerous and very arrogant. Cannot be bothered to learn the basics of common Lemurian to improve the situation here. Narcissus Montalban, place of birth unknown, claims to be 1,000 years old. In his own words, married to alchemy. A natural philosopher, alchemist, and astrologer, banished from the Society of Hermetic Thought for revealing their secrets. Claims to be able to switch someone's life off. Several philosophers who had conflicts with him died from unexplained causes. Very dangerous. Claude Davreau. Place of birth, the Chateau Davreau in Aquitaine. He's a widower. Late wives were Savoy Duchess and Countess of Calvados. An Aquitanian marquis. Despite his stature, he's a master swordsman. Has killed at least 7 people in duels and was subsequently banished from Aquitania. Wears expensive clothing. Afraid of heights, may attack without provocation, extremely dangerous. Oberon Geller. Place of birth, the ship the Relentless Harpia. Age 42, height, weight, unmarried, has concealed for the last 5 years that he has a Lankan mistress. A surgeon hypnotherapist, probably an agent of the Seven Seas Company. Has connections to the underworld and is well respected among pirates providing medical services to their people. Curious about Lankan and Lemurian culture. A charming charlatan who avoids damaging his own reputation. Somewhat dangerous. Reuben Hendricks. Place of birth, Londonborough slums in Albion. Unmarried. A shipwright and former carpenter on the pirate ship Rabid Raccoon. Has a wooden leg. Pretends to be drunk and quiet when it benefits him. Steals and has instigated riots. Made a fortune in Pajak, which makes me wonder if he hides cards in his wooden leg. Somewhat dangerous. I missed something in here. Door. Alright. Ha! You thought that disguise would have saved you? No luck for you, Spider! Tonight during the operation, we'll practice an old Lankan code. Imagine what number the picture represents. In the sentence, counter the word matching that number. Follow your orders. Trust no one except me. Huh. Alright, a lot of code breaking in this one.
At gunpoint! Insolence! Blasphemy!
This mask is locked on, so he's probably being framed.
It's hard to understand him, Master. The mask is muffling his voice. We have to get it off to properly interrogate him.
He's got a club.
He appears to not be armed, Master. We just searched him.
So, these two guys, I don't know what to make of them. He's got 2 red plumes, he's got 2 blue plumes, and he's got no plumes. I'm wondering if that's related. Okay, that's not what I wanted to see. I was gonna say, I wonder if that's related to their titles. If that has something to do with being a Sun, or a Sinha, or a Jemadar, or a Havildar. If it's related to the marks on their hats. Let's go take a look around here and see what else we can find, though, because evidently there's a lot more evidence to be uncovered. That is exactly what it is. Havildar is the lowest rank, Jemadar is the the middle rank, and Subedar is the highest rank. And you can see what they've got and which groups they're part of. Okay. We're missing 1 mask from here, which is presumably the one that's stuck to his head. This is telling us what time it is based on the water height. Educational Pictures for Little Putra by Spider. These are all the card players. The spider manipulates someone to put poison and to kill the spider manipulates the prince to kill the princess. The elder is the butterfly. The elder gives a gift to the spider while the others see it. And he flies away on his wings. Because this is obviously Sun. Huh. His wings change from pink to blue also, and I'm not sure what that means either. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here. Youngster. Ah, these old Lemurians are impenetrable. My spies report that a young Lemurian, Zubiri Kara, has arrived in the city. He's the son of Lemurian priest Yupik Kara. He probably does not know much about their old culture, but apparently has amazing Pajak skills. More and more evidence has led me to believe that the Lankan legend about the Fountain of Youth on a secret island and the rumors about the forbidden golden idol refer to the same thing. Lemurians are extremely skeptical about their technological past. The topic is completely taboo in their society, which could be related to the downfall of their empire. They're reluctant to reveal the locations of their ancient technologies, but maybe in the future I can acquire some leverage. They have forced my hand with their conservative stubbornness. I will not let these old mystics sabotage the Seven Seas Company needs. It is time to invest in some creative research and see if I can find more about their secretive rituals and what makes them tick. What a peculiar principle. Life for life. If you do something good or bad to Lemurian, he's obliged to return the same amount back. Is it really that black and white, or is there some diplomatic leeway? We have all of the keywords already. Everything else is just context to solve the puzzles. November 22nd on Friday. Meeting with a nephew of the bookworm. 10 o'clock, pick up the pistol from the repairman. 2 p.m., buy supplies for the boat trip. 6 p.m., meeting with double widower. 8 p.m., rehearse the escape plan. 10 p.m., meeting with the money bag. 1 a.m., meeting with the old butterfly. And 6 a.m., meeting with the green boy. We know some of these people already. I am ready to settle my debt to you. Oh, this is also where the green liquid came from, so this is obviously where the person who's been writing all those messages comes from. I'm ready to settle my debt to you. I will arrive on Friday at the time you specified. Please be alone. Common Guards, Cuts and Master Strikes with a Longsword by Paul Weber. Will of the Demon by Isidore Dux. When Crabs Attack by Jan Visser. Proof of Life After Death by Mahesh. Lemurian Legends by John Swinley. 7 Leaves, poetry by Samantha Offray. We're commissioning prints of these titles from the Master of the Library. Well, hard to go wrong with a title like When Crabs Attack. Okay. They came on scooters, did they? Poor guy got an axe to the head. He's not breathing, you think? We got a saber here. Tonight, during the operation, we will practice an old Lankan code. Imagine what number the picture represents, and the sentence counts to the word matching that number. True guard must always be ready to learn. A guard never curses in front of the commoners. Door of diligence leads to the road of success. You know, having the message of the code right next to it kind of ruins it. It's saying guard the front door, right? Like that's what his message says. Kind of overt, though. The Titania Printing House. Whoa. Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. That's a lot. Is this the same place? That takes you up to the city view. Down here, this guy's message says, "Follow me." There's a lot more to this than I thought, and all of it is just context. Ah, someone was pretending to be? Or was he actually just wearing a false beard all along? He's got a scooter? Basket maximum load, 4 vases. And then he made it to the boats. The water is in the middle. 6.5. And we know from this message that 7 p.m., 8 p.m., or 8 a.m. is these 2 sets. So it's night right now, right? Probably, although torches are lit, so presumably it's night. So if it is at 6.5, it's got to be around the middle of the time. So it's got to be like 2 a.m.? I think? For it to be in the middle of the scale at night, it would have to be 2 a.m. What are we doing here? Because there's a lot going on right now. Okay. Okay. We've got to explain the 4 parts of this poem. These like, pictures. We've got to identify what the magic is, who these people are, and what's going on with them. I don't know who the pink butterfly is, but the blue butterfly seems like it's pretty clearly Yupik Kara. I don't know what the magic is either. It must be the rebirth ritual. And this one I don't know. This must be the young butterfly, so that must be Zubiri Kara. He's using this to indicate them. Yes. Because that ties into those pieces there. The spider is probably Oberon Geller. I don't know who this is yet. I don't know who that is yet. So the spider created a situation where he saved Zubiri Kara's life. Therefore, Zubiri Kara revealed the secret of the rebirth ritual to the spider. Forgot they're up here now. Zubiri Kara revealed the secret of the rebirth ritual, which is why he's explaining it here. And it's tied to the game they were playing with the 4 cards to the spider. Gotcha. Okay, that's 1. To help the 7 Seas Company, the spider instigated the sabotage of the rebirth ritual at the Raja's court. But Yupik Kara settled it when he revealed the secret of the rebirth ritual to the Raja. Secret. Where's the word secret? It's somewhere. Does he reveal the sabotage? Does he reveal the... It must be sabotage again. Let's put sabotage there. No, not sabotage. There's a bunch of things that are wrong there. It could be location, but at least two things are wrong. So that's right. He must have revealed the location of the golden idol. That's what he did. He revealed the location of the golden idol. Yes. Alright, because the spider had something to the something. I think this is Yupik Kara. I think he basically disguised himself as him in order to escape. We can figure out who that guy is too. Let's go do that right now. Because he has a no feathers hat. And we know from in here that the no feathers hat like that is the Havildar of the Palace Guard. And if we go down to the boat, Havildar Kirthi Bandara. So that should be Kirthi Bandara. Correct. I was right. Yupik does get blamed for being the spider here. So, I'm not sure what this is about yet. We might have to go back and look at the full picture of it to see what is going on in that image. Because there's some bits and pieces that are messing on here. So we know that Sun had planned to ambush Oberon after the meeting at Titania Press, but what's Sun's first name? Putra, right? Yes, but Putra's name is here. There we go. Putra's son had planned to ambush Oberon Geller after the meeting at Titania Press. Is that what's happened here? I think so. Yes. Yes, so Putra's son planned to ambush Oberon Geller after the meeting at Titania Press, but somebody had warned Oberon with an encoded message. Do we have an encoded message up in here somewhere? I think we did. Guards will attack after Lemurian leaves. Yeah. That, the master of the library did give them the message. Or the person who wrote this and claimed to be the master of the library did give them the message. Guards will attack after the Lemurian leaves. Do we know who the master of the library is? Is that on this, like, Rolodex of names? Siva Udawate. Yes, it is. So Siva Udawate had warned him with an encoded message. So he forced Yupik Kara to switch clothing and wear a mask. Yupik Kara was caught as he left through the hatch. Meanwhile, Oberon Geller left through the door and then killed Kirthi Bandara and escaped.
Nice. Now we just need to figure out the middle piece here.
So, because the spider had something to something. I don't know exactly what we got going on here. This is the one where I'm not entirely sure what happened, because we can see if we actually look at the full picture of it. It's basically the same. He gives the spider a gift while the guards and Sun see it. I think the idea is that they're saying that he had to repay a debt to him for probably saving his son, because they have that life for life thing. So, because he set up a situation where he saved his life, Yupik had to owe him. So, because the spider had saved Zubiri Kara's life, Yupik Kara revealed the location of the Golden Idol at the Tanya Press. However, prior to that, something. Prior to that, somebody had tipped off somebody about the something of the something. Location of the spider. Maybe. Had tipped off Putrasun about the location of the spider. We say it was Yupik Kara did it, because he sent him a letter. Yes! The scroll has been fulfilled. The Lemurian priest had hoped to fulfill his honor-bound duty by revealing the location of the Golden Idol to Oberon Geller before allowing Putrasun to ambush and arrest him. But Oberon had been forewarned, so he forced Yupik to exchange clothing at gunpoint and made him wear a mask. While Putra's people were distracted by the masked Yupik, Oberon, disguised as the priestess, killed the guard and escaped with the map.
Listen, Albert. I hold a proposition of business.
Thank you for playing the Spider of Lanka. So there is one more section here, because we know that's how they get the idol. What is this? That's the clothes thing. All of this happens before this scene, because we know Albert kills Oberon. That's the very first thing we figured out in this whole adventure, is that Albert murders Oberon after they've accomplished their objective here. Presumably, this is telling them the ruins. This is the map they got. So, how do I go back to the menu from here? There. So this whole Spider of Lanka situation explains how they acquired the knowledge of it, because Oberon Geller is the Spider of Lanka. Now we know there's also the Lemurian vampire. We're probably going to have to come back and do this another time, because it's almost 5 o'clock here, and I need to go eat some food, because I haven't eaten anything since breakfast, and I'm getting hungry. So next time we come back, we'll probably try and finish the Lemurian vampire, and then we'll probably play a different game that is also story-related, trying to piece together a story. Because I doubt the Lemurian vampire on its own is going to take a full stream's length. If it's probably another, 3-section piece like this one is.
But hopefully you've had fun with this one. I definitely enjoy trying to puzzle my way through some of these, even if some of them, like the second one, The Spider of Lanka, are quite hard and I don't understand all of the bits and pieces about how they put the logic together. But we got there in the end. So as we leave off here, thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.